Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today on Mommy Monday, I'm bringing you a review on a monitor of sorts. This is not your average baby monitor. It's a little bit different, and by monitor I don't mean the thing that you would hang up that tells you whether the baby is crying or that you can watch them on a little screen. It is a physical monitor that tells you whether or not the baby is breathing, and that is the Levana Oma Plus. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. It looks like this. It's just a little gadget of sorts that clips right onto the baby's diaper, and this purple tip, it's kind of like a silicone covering, will sit right on the baby's stomach, and then this portion there's a little clip with those kind of teeth clips that really clip on that attach to the baby's diaper. And what this basically does, I'll give you kind of a brief overview, is it will let you know when the baby stops breathing. It's just one of those peace of mind things. Is it necessary? No. But if you have it, you know, does it actually work? And what this is you simply turn it on, and as there's three little things right here. So there is one that tells you if the battery is running low. One has a little check mark, and as the baby is breathing, for each time this little bump moves, the light will flash green. If there's infrequent or irregular movement, it'll flash yellow. Now, if it goes 15 to 20 seconds without moving, it'll actually kind of vibrate gently, but it will still be enough to kind of jolt a baby. It'll vibrate gently on the baby's stomach and kind of see if it can alert the baby. And if that doesn't work, it will start to alarm, which is what this little thing is for, and it will light up and it will make an alarm sound until you physically get up to turn it off. And then you press both buttons to turn it off, which is what I just did. You can also adjust the alarm, I believe. I think for some reason you want to shut it off. You can do that, but I mean, I don't really know why you'd want to do that if you purchase this. So the price on this bad boy is $99.99. I don't know why it's just not $100, but it is basically $100. I got mine at Bye Bye Baby in conjunction with the Levana monitor. So I actually got a package deal. I feel like it was maybe like $150 for a monitor, the screen, and then this guy, so that's why I went for it. But I did not see the package on there anymore. I purchased this, I want to say maybe 6 months ago. It was right before Sebastian came, and I have used it, so I thought it was time to finally talk about it and give you guys my honest opinion on the thing. Now, Sebastian has been sleeping in our room. He is a little over 3 months, and he's been sleeping in our room just because the entire SIDS risk, they say, it can go up to a year, but they say the biggest average for when it was most likely to happen, if it does happen, is within 2 to 4 months. So we said that eventually we would start to transition him into his bigger crib in his own room, but for now he was sleeping in the pack and play in our room. So on July 4th weekend, we figured, you know what? We're both going to be home, why don't we try to transition him into his own room? And because we had this, we thought that we'd be okay to kind of put him in there early. Obviously, if you're a mom, you know that babies are not quiet sleepers. They are very, very loud. And with that, you know, it's harder for us as moms to actually get any kind of sleep. Yes, if the baby's sleeping, all dads or other parents or people assume that the mom's going to sleep, but I'm telling you, my child is a squirmer, and he sounds like he's drop kicking somebody in his pack and play because he is kicking his feet so hard, and he's sleeping. He's just constantly picking them up and dropping them down. He just does it all the time. He's just a very loud sleeper. So, in my opinion, when we moved him into the room, I don't want to wait too long because I know babies can become attached and it can be a very hard transition. So we wanted to pick a good enough time to where we weren't as concerned about SIDS, but we also weren't being stupid about it in terms of like transitioning too early. I don't think I could transition. If you do as a newborn, I give you all the power in the world, but I still check to make sure he's breathing before I go to sleep. So we moved him. I'm rambling now, but we moved him a little after he was 3 months old, and things were going well. He was in there for about a week. We were using the monitor on his diaper every night. Didn't have a false alarm, nothing. It seemed to be working very well. Sometimes I think the little orange light that's saying he has irregular breathing patterns kind of goes off when it shouldn't. It doesn't alarm, but you can watch the colors change, because he'd have like 5 solid green beeps and then an orange one that came right after in the same time frame as the green ones. So I don't know how that registers as infrequent or irregular. So that kind of threw me off. But on one occasion we did have a false alarm. Now my husband likes to put diapers on very, very strangely. He will attach the little straps, whatever you want to call them, on the diaper, and then he pulls up on the diaper. I don't know why he does that. It is the strangest thing, but it made the diaper very loose, and again, with a squirmer, he tends to move a lot. So I believe our false alarm was a user error, because it just wasn't sitting on his stomach properly. The diaper wasn't tight enough, and it does not have to be like skin tight to where it's making marks on the baby's skin, but it has to be tight to where the little monitor is sitting on his stomach so it can actually feel the movements. But because it was off of him, it did sound. We had to go in there, and obviously as parents we were freaking out. We ran to the room and we came to a sleeping baby who was very unhappy when his parents turned on the light to make sure he was breathing. I will say that night we did bring him back into our room, because we were just so nervous that, you know, what if it wasn't a false alarm? What if we're just misjudging it? So we did bring him back into our room that night, and he slept completely fine. But we do know now that it was a false alarm, and needless to say, I've been messing around with it. I've been putting it on his pants and seeing if that holds a little bit better and keeping it on his stomach. So far I haven't had any issues, but I know it does recommend putting on the diaper. But overall, if you just want a peace of mind, in my opinion, $100 is just not that expensive, especially if you do like a 20% coupon at Bye Bye Baby. You can get it for a little bit cheaper, but nothing is too expensive for peace of mind. I think if you're sleeping in the room, you can use this, but I think this is great for when you're transitioning the baby from sleeping right next to you to being in their own room. I could hear this. I heard this on the monitor in our room, so you can hear it outside of your door depending on how far away the room is, as well as through your monitor. I didn't have any issues hearing it. Will you get false alarms? Yes. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's going to at some point. But in the end, would you rather have a false alarm or, you know, not know if it's working or not? So while you have that like 5-minute heart attack of like, in the end, I'm thankful that it happened, because I know that it wasn't on his stomach, so therefore it was not working, and, you know, it wasn't registering that he was breathing, and when we went in, he was fine. So that is just kind of my review. In my opinion, I think it is worth it to buy. I have heard of like the little mattresses or the blankets, but I've heard you get so many false alarms with those, because if a baby's moving and it's not directly on that spot, obviously you're going to get an inaccurate reading. And to me, if you're just going to pay for something like that, you might as well get something that has more accuracy in telling you what's going on. So I'm so happy that we bought this. I know the packaging is probably going to blind you. I'm very happy that we purchased this with our monitor, and we still use it. Had one false alarm so far, but other than that, we are still reaching for it every time we put him to sleep, and it doesn't agitate at all. I mean, he doesn't even pay any attention to it, so it doesn't bother them or hurt them in any way. So that is my opinion on the Levana Oma Plus. If any of you have tried this, definitely let me know down below on what you guys think of it, as well as if there's anyone else reading the comments, you know, maybe it worked differently for you guys. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video for Mommy Monday, and I will see you all very soon. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, as well as subscribe for every new Mommy Monday I put out. And other than that, I hope you guys are having a terrific day. Bye guys!